And here we are with the Confessions of a Trickbaby review.
Where Trickbabies confess.
Yes. Still have the green hair.
I remember very little about this film.
Really? Oh, it's fucking amazing.
I remembered bits of the clips that I saw there, but I don't actually remember the story. I'm sure I'll figure it out as we're watching this.
I came across this film first in a review in like an obscure film magazine, and I can't remember what the review said, but it said something along the lines of that the film is constructed from a list of things that irritate moral guardians. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta see this. I remember the name for literally years until I found a copy, and it was like, fucking love this film! I mean, this is, okay, it's Freeway 2, Confessions of a Trickbaby. It wasn't meant to be Freeway 2, it was meant to be just Confessions of a Trickbaby, but the director had previously done a film called Freeway, which was a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, which featured, what do you call him? Guy from 24. The guy from The Lost Boys. He currently voices Solid Snake. That guy.
You know how well I do with actors.
Donald Sutherland's son. He featured him as the big bad wolf, and he was like going to rape Red Riding Hood and stuff. But the studio or someone insisted that Confessions of a Trickbaby be renamed Freeway 2 to capitalize on Freeway's success, even though there's not really much connection. Although, one character does appear in both. And obviously this is a retelling of Hansel and Gretel, so they were already set in the same universe, but they weren't meant to be sequels to each other. And the one character who appears in both is the guy who appears in the train who tries to rape Natasha Lyonne. He was like Little Red Riding Hood's adopted father or something in the first one. Can't really recall. It's been a while since I've seen the first one, and I wasn't a big fan of it to begin with. But Freeway 2, such a fucking amazing film.
Oh, the pimp lawyer jokes, I remember those.
I got a call back in Castle Freak with pimp lawyer Italian style.
The feathered hair look.
Natasha fucking Lyonne. Okay, backstory for this one. These two are Hansel and Gretel, reimagined as a psycho lesbian serial killer and a bulimic drug addict pretend prostitute woman, and it's just I want more Freeway films. I want Matthew Bright to do more films like this. I mean, I can only think of 2 films he's done since this one. One was Ted Bundy, which was about Ted Bundy going around and killing people, and hilariously, at the end of the film, Bundy breaks down in tears. He's like begging people like to try and get some sort of a reprieve before he gets executed. He's terrified and stuff. And most reviews, and this was my impression after seeing it, was that it was an anti-death penalty commentary, showing, trying to make you against the death penalty. But then I saw an interview with Matthew Bright. He was like, no, you misunderstood that. You're supposed to laugh at him because he's going to die and he's a cunt. I was like, yeah, that's the director of Confessions of a Trickbaby.
You should do a reimagining of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs where it's an orgy.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure someone has done that. There's Snow White, A Tale of Terror, which is on my review list, which stars Sam Neill and Sigourney Weaver, and the Seven Dwarfs, at least one of them tries to rape Snow White.
To be honest, the whole retelling grim telly fairy tales has gotten a bit old. I mean, Into the Woods was the most recent I can think of in a long line of people doing it, and it's just not edgy anymore. I mean, the grim fairy stories were pretty dark, but they were moral tales. And yes, the Red Riding Hood, or Little Red Cap as it originally was a tale about going home with strange men you meet in the forest. Duh, it's about rape. Wow, we can point this out as a modern audience and be edgy.
Yeah, it's puberty and rape. Well, but the ones you were talking about, like Into the Woods and stuff, that was sort of more identifiable as the Grimm's thing.
Yeah.
Snow White, A Tale of Terror is the same. The Freeway films, if you didn't know, you'd probably get some sort of an inkling, but it's the same sort of way that Oh Brother Where Art Thou is the Odyssey.
Yeah.
You don't actually need to realise it.
There's like 3 or 4 steps of removal. The only similarity is the basic story.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's my... looking back at it, it's pretty much predating Renegade Cunt with my bizarre theory about Confessions of a Trickbaby. Do you recall it?
Not offhand.
Okay.
If you give me that script.
I might actually redo this theory as a renegade cunt as a separate video, but basically, I had the idea that the film is a metaphor for the destruction of pagan Europe by Christianity.
Continue.
It's been literally years since I've seen the review or I've seen the film, so I might be a little bit rusty on this. If you want to see the full thing, watch the movie, because basically the bit in the review where I'm impersonating Owen Citizen to explain this theory, I wrote the theory down in plain language, sent a copy of the film to Owen Citizen, and asked him to rewrite the theory so that, in his words, after watching the film, so it all makes sense. And then he sent it to me, and that's the script I used. So, and he seemed to at least be sympathetic to my idea. But, okay. Sister Gomez in this is Bacchus. Bacchus, the cross-dressing god of ancient Greek, god of wine and sort of drugs and sex and all sorts of things. Sister Gomez in this, played by Vincent Gallo, has like a foot-long cock, rapes a bunch of children, indulges in huge orgies, feeds children to their parents, does all sorts of horrible things. But it's a perverse and horrible mirror on Bacchus. Sister Gomez even says that her father is Jupiter, aka Zeus, father of Bacchus. Mm-hmm. And Natasha Lyonne goes in there and kills Bacchus, wipes out that sort of order. I'm forgetting the extra steps to this. There's other steps to this. I'm so sorry. Watch the review and you can see. It makes sense.
You can hear it in flowery language.
Yes.
I see a nipple.
Nipples. I should do a renegade cunt based on that.
On nipples?
I could. What do you think of Renegade Cunt? Because you haven't been here since I started doing the show.
I've really enjoyed it so far.
Do any of them make sense?
You're reaching in some cases.
Some of them are a bit tongue-in-cheek.
They make a damn lot more sense than game theory. Because fuck game theory.
They also do film theory.
Fuck that too. I really don't like the game theory guys. And I'm very conscious that I don't want to commit libel or anything, but their theories are very occasionally picked off some other boards within the fandoms for certain places. I'm not going to say that they commit plagiarism, because that would be libel if it turns out that in a court of law I can't prove that. But I really don't like their videos. And the recent one on...
Nick, I feel like an old people to next. Sorry.
Oh yeah, they had the cow vibrator.
Yeah.
But the recent one on... Shit, what's it called? Game with the skeletons and its text adventure. Undertale. The recent one about Undertale was just shit. The worst part is I have to go into fucking private browsing mode to watch game theory, because I don't want YouTube fucking suggesting that I watch it later.
I've seen the odd episode of it.
And I'm not just salty because they did one called Does Dark Souls Actually Suck?
Well, I can say definitely with Renegade Cunt, every single episode that I've done of it has been ideas I came up with myself. I briefly considered, whenever I first saw the written explanations of the Darth Jar Jar theory, to do one about it, but then again I figured it was wrong for me to do someone else's work.
It's not wrong to do a theory that's been placed somewhere else, as long as you say, I saw my first exposure to this was on such and such, where I saw somebody writing something similar, and now I've expanded upon that in my own way.
Yeah, I just feel bad about it, because the ones I've done are the encounter with Jesus being evil, although that could apply to a couple of different Jesus in film.
See Me Dance.
See Me Dance, yes, she's secretly the Antichrist. Mad Max Fury Road's one is a bit different, because it's not just about theories, it's just sort of me talking about a film in a way that's not really good for review. The one about Captain Picard's testicles.
Yep. I like that one a lot, actually. That actually does make a lot of sense in universe.
I'm a genius, I tell you. Well, the Prometheus is Bone Kicker's motion picture. That's not meant to be literal, that's just me showing up parallels. And then the next one that comes out should be called Star Wars: The Never-Ending Sacrifice. I got another...
Right hand?
No. just a never-ending sacrifice. This is going to be one of those tongue-in-cheek ones.
One of the things about Star Wars, just before we move on, in episode 2, Anakin Skywalker lost a hand. In episode 5, Luke Skywalker lost a hand. In episode 7, Rey should keep her hands in her fucking pockets.
But upcoming ones, you got one about the Evil Dead series. We're going to do one about District 9. There's one which I've been planning since the start, which I haven't done yet, which is From God's Not Dead. The reason I've left this one till so later on is because I don't want people to think it's a religious review show, because it's not. It's just, I watch a film, I have idea, I do episode.
You do have a penchant for reviewing religious reviews.
Yeah, because no one else does. Well, okay, Iros does, an Indie Christian Review did, but it's basically a genre.
Stopped?
Yeah, he's quit.
Oh, fair enough.
Quit doing the review show, he's doing other stuff. But yeah, I basically, in character, I convinced him to stop doing the reviews.
I didn't realise it actually stopped.
But yeah, since most people won't touch them with a large barge pole, like Cinema Snob occasionally will, like he did, if footmen tire you, what will horses do? Or if horses tire you, what will footmen do? Which I've been intending to review for a while.
Yeah, Brad will just review anything that people don't want to watch.
Yeah.
A lot of crossover with the categories that you review.
Yeah.
Which is anything that you would like to make people watch.
I'm still going to do a Footman at some point, but I'll leave it a long time and I'll not watch Brad's one until I'm finished, at least scripting mine.
I've never seen it. I can't really comment. I did used to have a t-shirt that said, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I don't give a fuck because I listen to Dragon Force." Is that religious? I got told off for wearing that to school. Because it had the word fuck on it.
I quite like that.
I also had a different t-shirt that was some Nightwish lyrics that said, "Tuck me in beneath the blue, beneath the pain, beneath the rain, good night kiss for a child in time, swaying blade my lullaby." I got in trouble for that one because this was after I wore the first shirt that said fuck on it, but it was a cursive T, so it looked very like an F, and they thought it was fuck me in beneath the blue.
Okay.
My school didn't like me wearing t-shirts with the word fuck on them. I can't imagine why.
Natasha Lyonne, in this point in history, in like the late 90s, she appeared as a lesbian in a lot of films. Like, she's in her like mid or late 20s at this point, and she's constantly appearing as teenage lesbians. Because pretty much back to back, she did this, and she did But I'm a Cheerleader. And like, in But I'm a Cheerleader, she made out with Clea Duvall. Now, I don't want to be horrible about Natasha Lyonne, but here she is at the same time making two lesbian movies where in both films she's the less hot of the two main characters. It's like, come on, Cyclona and Clea Duvall from But I'm a Cheerleader. Far better coupling. I mean, I admit Clea Duvall basically does look like Josh Hartnett, you know, if you surgically remove his Y chromosome, but still.
You can't surgically remove a chromosome.
You know what I mean?
That would have to be radiotherapy of some kind.
Guys, Google Josh Hartnett and Clea Duvall. They look like twins.
So does Emma
odd.
Watson and Richard Dawkins.
Yeah. It's odd. Or, you know, me and a big lump of shit. Oh, there's the guy from Freeway 1.
You look nothing like a big lump of shit. You're white.
Did I say what kind of shit? Could be bird shit.
Ah.
Could be from a thunderbird or a rock or a moa or something.
Or dog shit that's been sitting in the sun for a week.
Yeah. But this guy, who's just getting stabbed right now, the actor was in Freeway 1, and the character...
That's me!
Yep, that was one of your earlier parts.
Yes.
But the character has the same name as his character in Freeway 1, and his character in Freeway 1, if I remember, was Driven Away, so it may well be the same guy. What continuity between the films?
This is like, what do you call him? Pulp Fiction director. Motherfucker.
Tarantino?
Yes, Tarantino connected universe level of trying to find it.
Hmm. Oh, I never mentioned the other film that I knew that Matthew Bright had done, which is Tiptoes, which is a drama where this guy is like Matthew McConaughey or someone is like, oh, hot, attractive woman who's marrying me. You gotta introduce you to my family. And so she goes and introduces the family, and he's like, my brother here, played by Gary Oldman, is a dwarf. Is a little person, so there's a slight chance that, you know, our children might be little people. It's just, you know, this might, you know, make you not want to marry me or whatever. And then, of course, she falls in love with Gary Oldman, who is literally walking around on his fucking knees with shoes. And Peter Dinklage is in the film, playing a small part, but it's like, yeah, get a little person to play a little person role.
Yeah, we have a history of that in filmmaking. You can't have disabled actors playing disabled people. You can't have transgender actors playing transgender people. You can't even, in a lot of cases, have fucking gay actors playing gay people.
Do you see the hilarious irony in the Oscars this year? Where you've got the Danish girl is being nominated for a fuckload of things, probably going to win several Oscars. While the only trans person ever to be nominated for an Oscar is boycotting in the Oscars.
Good. The Oscars are
same year.
Have you noticed how the Oscars do their voting, by the way? They put it on a ballot card and you pick your first, second, third, and fourth favourite for each category. But the one with the most votes doesn't necessarily win. It's all fucked up. Say film A is your first favourite film. Once it's got 10 votes, it's struck off. And the way they do it's really fucked up. It's way worse than first past the post, but it's like first past the post being done again and again and again with recalculating. So the film that got the most votes overall could be fourth.
Why don't they just give points value to first, second, third, and fourth? You know?
Because they're fucking stupid. It's ran by a shadowy fucking administration of old white people. They're not involved in the film industry. They don't like new up-and-coming films. They're all at least 50 or 60. And the Oscars is an entirely stupid thing. I despise the Oscars. It's worse than the Emmys.
Oscar's so white. Oscar's so straight. Oscar's so cis. Oscar's so able-bodied. Oscar's so pointless.
They actually interviewed the Oscar decision panel, and at least 3 of the members say, well, I don't know the difference between film editing and sound production. After voting on best sound editing and best sound production, I don't know the difference.
Okay.
No, I mean, I don't know the difference. I've done a bit of sound work in the past, but I don't know the difference between what you would call sound editing and sound production. Technically in a film, but if I was to vote on them, I would make sure to do my fucking research.
It would be interesting to... The Oscars, I'm looking forward to finding out who wins things, because there's the slightest possible chance this year that Mad Max Fury Road could win Best Picture. It won't. That would be hilarious.
Yes.
That would be glorious.
Yeah, but it's not a docudrama, it's not a mockumentary, it's not about the good old days, it's just a good film. It won't win.
Yeah, they do their thing. The fact that it got nominated is, you know, amazing by itself.
Yeah.
But
it means that whoever goes along actually gets a $200,000 gift bag. If you're nominated for the Oscars and you attend the ceremony, they give you a gift bag full of $200,000 worth of crap.
Wonderful. Absolutely hideous, especially because most people who attend the Oscars are making more money than that just for turning up to places.
It's like a party bag with like designer watches and shit in it.
Yeah. It's like, if anyone deserves to get party bags full of, you know, crazy stuff that costs a lot of money, then it should be people who aren't successful enough to make money, to make movies. You know? Arthur Knowledge. Someone tell him that he should make given $200,000, you know, dollars worth of stuff. Anyway, Confessions of a Trickbaby. They took the genius move of setting this film in Mexico, or at least partly, but filming it in like the northern United States or southern Canada. Doesn't it look like Mexico?
Oh, very much, yeah. Mexico's known for being drab and grey.
Yeah, especially the earlier scenes where it was always fucking raining. It looked like Michigan. It looked like here. Fucking hell. Oh, Max Perlich! He was Whistler in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You haven't seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, have you?
I've seen Angel.
Oh, god damn it. Whistler was basically Doyle before Doyle was Doyle.
Ah.
Max Perlich playing Flacco! Ah! He's a goat!
I remember a lot more of this film now.
Now that I think about it, getting schizophrenia confessions and Star Booty in a row is possibly a bad idea. Because you got schizophreniac, obviously the cross-dressing and murder thing, and this one you got the villain is a pedophile murderer, sort of trans woman.
Yep.
And then in the third one you've got the drag queen. It's like, you would be forgiven for thinking the show briefly turned into like, you know, some sort of queer-related show.
It's not queer-related?
Well, it's queer-related, but that wasn't the overarching theme. I will review any film I feel like.
Yeah.
Plus now, if you give me $50 on Patreon, I will...
review any show you feel like.
Yeah, as long as I can get a copy of it.
Sell out. I kid. You have every right to make money from what you do.
Yeah, to be sellout, I'd have to be, you know, changing what I do to fit what the person wants. And to be blunt, no one has had the guts to tell me they want me to review it in a certain way. I don't know how I would react to that if they did. I think most people are like, just get that film, do some sort of video. Okay.
Because the fans trust you. If they didn't trust you to make what they wanted, they wouldn't be your fans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have Coke.
Not the good kind. Or maybe it is the good kind, depending on your moral opinion. I don't know. I can't judge.
Have you noticed the to-camera look? It looks I got blue lights all over my face and everything.
You had the light on, didn't you? The camera light?
Oh, no. That is filmed in a room. See, some shots it's more obvious than others. Basically, we're filming it in a room indoors, obviously. It's got the interior light on, and there is a window near to me to the side of me. And
stage left.
yes, and the curtains are open, so whenever the sunlight comes in brightly, it goes blue because I've taken the yellow and I've turned it white.
The thing I keep noticing just about the lighting of the two-camera stuff is that it looks like you have teeth missing just because of the way the shadows are falling inside your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, that looks terrible, that lighting. That is awful. Oh, God.
We're not here to pick apart your old work.
Oh, that's because I had to move. You see, just changing your location completely morphs how the lighting appears, and it becomes much more noticeable whenever you go through all sorts of post-production effects, like which I do.
Whenever you've got 1 million Patreon subscribers, we can get you a studio and a full lighting rig. Until then, it's beyond your control, and you don't have to worry too much about it. I mean, you pick up on it as somebody who's done filmmaking. The fans pick up on it as, yeah, these things always look weird and interesting with the lighting. Hey, this looks slightly different. That's quite cool. I'm not saying the fans are stupid, and I'm sure some of them out there have an absolute knowledge of filmmaking. I'm saying that you do such unusual things with the lighting in your shots anyway. I'm sure that anything you do won't be considered poor choices because they don't know what you're aiming for.
This is true, although the thing that bothers me is lack of continuity in it. If I choose one interesting look, I like to stick with it, but then whenever you go back to them, sometimes it's incredibly different looking, and that bothers me. Goat legs! See, he's a satire. He's a satire. This whole Sister Gomez's thing is Greek myth. It is paganism. And those two are Christianity.
What's the difference between a satire and a faun?
I think one might be Greek, one might be Roman.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I have no idea.
As in most things.
But you see, Cyclona even dies in order to in the course of killing off paganism. So she is Jesus. Hello, Malcolm McDowell. Have you ever noticed Malcolm McDowell? He's either really young in films, a la Caligula or If or whatever, or he's got silver hair. Has anyone ever seen a film where Malcolm McDowell's hair was going grey? Ever?
I don't know. Some men do go grey very, very, very quickly. Like,
yeah.
It can be a 2-week kind of thing.
Yeah, he must have gone like that. If anyone has any sort of images or films or whatever where Malcolm McDowell has like bits of grey in his hair, I would be fascinated to see it, because as far as I can tell, he went straight from blonde to grey.
My dad had just a couple of silver bits above his ears for a very long time. Then he got a haircut and it grew all back grey.
Dun dun dun.
So he was like your standard. He had dark hair with a couple of silver bits. Then one haircut later, he was full grey hair. I mean, it does happen occasionally. I suppose I say men at the start. I don't mean to be unusual about that. Just as a general rule of thumb in this country, men tend to have shorter hair than women, so it would be easier for the grey hairs to get through. But I suppose it could happen to anybody with short hair.
My impersonation of Owen Citizen is so bad because I can't even begin to do an impersonation of his voice, so I just went for a sort of English thing. Child of Jupiter, sort of satires, stuff like that. See?
Also, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have such a large manga collection.
Yes.
Is this one of the shots that started off the theory that you were like a huge Japanese nerd?
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of shots like that, simply because Teddy is a massive manga nerd, and so when we
He used to run conventions for it. He still has a hand in that, doesn't he?
Yeah, so whenever we film episodes in Teddy's house, if we're going to do like stuff in the background is manga related. It's not mine. I'm not a manga fan. I'm not an anime fan. I mean, I got no problem with it. I quite like Junji Ito, but apart from that, meh.
I love Boku no Pico, Itsituken, High School DxD. I'm completely trolling right now. They're the three just bad, perverted animes that came off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Ah, like Bible Black.
Yes, like Bible Black. Except High School DxD is actually fucking fantastic. It just happens to be very perverted. Boku no Pico is about child sex.
Child sex!
I wouldn't recommend watching it to anyone who wants to stay off certain
Child
registers.
sex!
I'm pretty sure it's illegal to have in the UK.
Yeah, I have seen none of them. Confessions of a Trickbaby.
Oh man, this film was interesting.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. I mean, I honestly, this is one of those films that I love it so much that I don't think it's possible for me to do it justice. I just want people to buy it.
You see, there's two kinds of films that I actually enjoy and like. One is films that I can literally just switch my brain off and enjoy. The other type is films that require me to think about them in a certain way. Like they're polar opposites to the same scale. But films in the middle that are just trying to show me their message or whatever, I don't seem to like as much on a personal level. I can't really, there's no accounting for taste or anything like that, and I'm not being like all elitist with I like films that make me think. But, I like films that I can either just watch and enjoy, or films that are trying to get me to think about something in a certain way and it's worth considering after the film's over. Just films like films that are just putting across their message just don't really appeal to me too much. Just ones that are moderately intelligent and moderately actiony, I suppose. I don't know. I'm being strange. Ignore me. The credits are rolling.
My thing for films, I constantly am searching for new films that are different, are interesting, have not done stuff that I've seen before. It's what powers my choice of films. It's like even before I started doing these review shows, I had a history of showing people films that they'd never heard of, and being all like, check this out. So
she used to tie us up first.
I just love I love searching for the next interesting film that can I can be all like, wow, that's awesome.
This is Starbuddy.
Yep. Which only ended up in season 3 because Obscurus Lupa insisted. Because I found a trailer for it and it was like, what do you think of this? And Lupa was like, oh, you gotta review that. And I was like, okay, I will.
RuPaul does my head in.
Reviewtopia. I should cut out that bumper probably because I'm not on Reviewtopia anymore. I actually found the original Star Booty things. The original Star Booty short films. Because Star Booty, as you notice guys, this is continuing on. Star Booty, the original, was a bunch of short films done by RuPaul before he became famous. Star Booty the film was done after becoming famous. So these ones were done for no budget, and they're each about 10 minutes long, and I found copies.
Is it like a Files of the Police Squad to Naked Gun kind of thing?
Not really, it's more like no budget short films doing the same sort of stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to review these at some point, probably all 3 of them at once, but I have them, they're out there, I believe at least one of them's on YouTube.